Welcome to the rehire orientation. It's great to see everybody. Really appreciate everybody taking time out of your schedule like you do at this weekend every year, so no big surprise. But thank you again for being here. This is Cranmore's 88th year of operation, winter operation, continuous year. I always make a big deal of that because some ski areas take breaks once in a while, but Cranmore never took a break. They ran right through the 88 years, and it's my 21st winter coming up, which shocks me because that's a few years. So thank you. When we get to the years of service, I still will be down on the list a little bit compared to some of the longevity here. I see Allie and Mike right in the front row. I'm going to give them pointers for sitting in the front row. Thank you. But also because working with Johnny and our snowmaking team, they've got phase one ready to go, right? And we're on the watch as of November 1st. The watch starts on snowmaking. We look at the temperatures and we look for that little pattern where we can start blowing snow and getting some snow down. And November, I'm just going to say, is the goal, sometime in November. And sometimes we surprise a little earlier than Thanksgiving, but we'll see how we do. So time will tell. And I'm going to do a public service announcement, right? Because they're looking for a dryer for the snowmaking locker room so they can dry their clothes. If anyone has one extra, we will get you one if you can't get one. Don't worry. So anyways, well, we're going to start. This is the returning employees, but we're going to start with some new employees that are joining us this year that I want to introduce. We've got some new people on our management team, starting from the left, Alex Kimos, who's our new ski patrol director. Alex is here somewhere. Comes from King Pine with a tremendous experience, and we're really psyched about his leadership in the patrol this winter. John Stokey, is John here? Where's John? Okay, I thought he was here. He's at the new hire? Okay. So John is our new facilities manager working with Jay Gilmet. Now, Jay is not on the slide, but that's Jay right here, who's on our leadership team. And Jay started in February. February vacation week is when Jay started. So we thought that would be a good time to break him right in. And he's still here, which is great. But Jay oversees all of the property management and the facilities for the resort, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we go along here. John O'Neill is here, Resort Services Manager. John, I saw him in the back right there, sitting at one of the tables. John is new to Cranmore, lives in the neighborhood, but was working at Loon, and is now with us, helping us and Yo with all the POS centers. Point of sale centers for tubing, tickets, kids rule, you name it. Jeff Schneider, right here in the front row. Jeff is not new, but is new to the position of being the head ambassador for this great program that is just amazing. I hear about the ambassadors all summer long, and a lot of people want to be ambassadors, but as we said, it's a great group, and we're looking forward to having you take the lead there. Danielle Dernley is also new. She's our new map manager. She is coming from Ragged Mountain. We are not taking everybody from every ski area, but we do put these ads out and people apply. But Danielle, we got to meet her, and she's going to come take the lead in the Mountain Adventure Park Tubing World. And Lindsay Smith, who was running that before, is still involved. She's gone back to school and is going to take a little bit of a step down to be sort of more the assistant role. But we're psyched to have Danielle join us, and she'll be here soon. Let's see if I can, wrong way. Okay, this morning I started my morning with Zach Kirchner, who is our new snow sports director. Where's Zach? I know he's here, right there. So this is kind of a big deal because Karen Dolan, who's right here in the front, is our snow sports advisor now. And this is like, as I said this morning, the best of both worlds here. We get Karen, because Karen's awesome, and she's been here. This is 51, Karen? 50, okay. She thinks it's maybe more than that. But having Karen stay on, and she's going to stay for a long time. And as I announced this morning, we have a surprise party that she doesn't know about, January 30th. So if everybody can go to that, don't tell her. But that's going to be right here. We're going to really have a fun mid-season party for Karen. And Karen's not going anywhere. Karen's here. So that's
like a mile and a half away.
yeah, you're staying. But Zach comes to us from Attitash. I know another mountain. We're not stealing everybody. I feel like this is getting crazy. But we really did a nice due process to hire Zach, and it's great to have him on board. He's already hitting the ground running, and he's got a new office. We built him over there, and he's doing a lot of stuff with a new program called Flake that I'll talk about in just a minute here. Also, Tristan Levecki, is Tristan here? Is Tristan? Okay, Tristan's not new, but she is now stepping into a manager position where she was more at that supervisory level. So we're psyched to have you taking more of a leadership role, working with Zach and, of course, Karen. So that's great. And Brantley Ludington, we all know. Year what for Brantley? 15. Okay. So Brantley is our Mountain Ops Director, and he is going to also assist me with the snow sports department, with Karen, with Zach, and be part of that team. So you will see him a lot over in that area as well as on the mountain, getting everything ready. I thought it was really, I'm just going to tell the story for a second. We had a super team, which is our management team first training a couple weeks ago, and I don't know what percentage, but it seemed like it was about 40 to 50% of the management team said, I started at Cranmore 15 years ago with Karen. I started with Karen 10 years ago. I started with Karen 25 years ago. So Karen has brought a lot of people to Cranmore, including Brantley, so I know he's super honored to be part of this great tradition of the snow sports. Some other people to point out, Sean Waters is our Assistant Skis Patrol Director and also our Bike Park Supervisor. I should know that. Where's Sean? Is Sean in the back? Sean is not new, but he has done an amazing job. Last winter really did an amazing job keeping patrol running and really successful season. And also the bike park, which we had a great meeting yesterday about the future of the bike park, and Sean's going to be a big part of that. We're so psyched. He's got some great ideas we're going to be moving on. So welcome, Sean. He's now officially year-round. That's why we put him here, and he's got a little different position. And then Maddie Bailey. Where's Maddie? Oh, okay. So Maddie came on board a little while ago as our events person, but we've added content coordinator. She's working with Becca on a lot of the social media posts. So when you see a lot of the posts from Cranmore out there, Maddie's behind that. So we're psyched to see her growth in that department. Caitlin Burns, is Caitlin here? Right there by the door. Caitlin started in HR and has also stepped up her role in payroll as well. So she'll be handling a lot of our payroll with the mountain, which is super important. Dan Robbins, where's Dan? So Dan is like taking over all these departments, it seems like. He's been heading up the charge with terrain parks for years. He helps us with the summer operations as an MOD. And this year, I'm sorry, Kevin, he is going to be taking the head grooming position from Kevin Hamlin, who is still here. He's in the front row here, as still heading up race and being involved with that. But congrats. We'll see Dan a little bit more in a cat this winter, and looking forward to that. So, all right. And this is really kind of a cool story. Allison Bickford and RJ Cody are now officially full-time with what we're now calling Cranmore Culinary, because Cranmore Our food department and beverage department is growing. We had a fantastic summer with a tremendous amount of events in this building, and we have an amazing kitchen right here, and as part of our development. And these two individuals are super talented, and you're going to see their food at Zips. You're going to see it here at the Base Lodge, and they've had a big influence on all our functions. So, welcome to both of them. Just a couple things to point out. I always like to stress, because I know when people have seen our growth over the last several years, they think, boy, this place has turned into a big corporation. I don't know what's going on. It really is not a big corporation, as I've told you guys, and you know this. We're owned by the Fairbank Group, father-son team down in the Berkshires, who run a ski area very similar to Cranmore. They are been amazing to work for, because they really let us run Cranmore the way we want to, and we've built a great management team and everyone in this room to keep this great tradition of Cranmore alive. And they also, I think of Cranmore as an independent area, because we are part of three. It's Bromley, Jiminy, and Cranmore. But the one thing that the Fairbanks are great at is they're very much into the industry, and they seek out the best partners, because we're not a Vail, we're not an Aspen, we're not some big conglomerate that has all these resources. So we find the better partners that kind of fill out the needs that we have. So just not a new one, but snow operating is the TBL, train-based learning program, that we run over here with the snow sports, which started, Karen, what year did we start in that? 2013-14. I think we were the fourth or sixth mountain in the program, and there's now about 50 in the program. And again, all the Aspen resorts are in that, the Boyne resorts, some of them are in that. A lot of big players are using snow operating, and it's just a great program we're going to continue with. Level Up is a program, a training program that some of you may have been exposed to last year. I believe we did the lift module last year, but we're expanding it to some customer service modules. This is some former Booth Creek people that, when we were owned by the previous company, started this company up, and great friends from there are doing a great job with some training modules. So you'll see some of that possibly in some of your training. Flake, I was saying, I'd love to run a company called Flake. That would be kind of cool. That is a company we've been watching for a number of years. It's a guy from New Zealand who started it, who's a passionate ski school visionary down there, and he started this software company to really make scheduling for employees and report cards for guests, all kinds of aspects, which I'll probably butcher this, Zach, but we heard about it this morning at the snow sports program. It's made to make really everybody's life easier. A lot of paper went into snow sports in the past, old school stuff, and we're jumping into the new age here with Flake, and I think you guys will like it. It seems like a super exciting program. Steep Management is a new software program we're going to be using for all our lift maintenance. So we're, again, taking all the paper logs, all the different things away from notebooks and clipboards, and moving it into more electronic. It's a company that was started from Europe, and a lot of European resorts use that management system, and we'll be expanding it as time goes on. And then last year we started talking about Icon. We joined the Icon Pass at a really small level. It's only allowing them 2 visits on non-holiday periods at Cranmore. So we're not going to get slammed during the vacation week with Icon people, but we've got some neat employee benefits that I know Becca's going to talk about in her presentation. She's like, don't tell them everything. So, but it's really great to have these resources so that we can stay up with the times and, again, hopefully make your experience stronger because of these systems we're rolling out. So development. Last year they said, don't talk about development. We're sick of development. So I'm not going to talk about it really, because last year I got up here and mentioned that this will be the first year we won't be building on property. I was sort of correct on that, because we were still finishing the Lookout building right into January, into February. So we were still working on that. We got patrol into their new area right around late January, later than we wanted. So this year is officially the first year for the Lookout. We'll have patrol in their new facilities, which is beautiful. If you haven't toured that, it's right in the end of this building here. I talked about this lodge, and I'm not going to steal Becca's thunder, but this lodge has become a community center. We've done about, 25 events here, between 11 weddings and amazing the prom, right? Okay, I'll stop talking. Becca's going to talk about that. But this is a game changer. We have AC in here. We have heat in the winter. Amazing. And we have a great kitchen. And it's been great. We've had so many community events and things. Even Jen's friends, coming off Jen's friends, they said, you don't realize how easy it is now. They serve everybody out of the cafeteria area, and it's made it super easy for them. So great to be in these new facilities. Okay, so let's talk about what's the number one question that I get asked? Zips. Okay, that was easy. So right now, we've got a few condos to sell still in the Lookout. We are not at the junction yet of launching the next phase. So we're kind of like breathing a little bit now, and we're going to enjoy these buildings, and we're going to enjoy Zips. Zips is going to be here for at least 2 more winters, okay? And when the announcement comes, we'll have new plans to show you what the new Zips will look like. But I wanted to just let you know, because I have people frantically coming up saying, are you tearing it down like next week or something? I go, no, not yet. No, it's there. Jay did an amazing job, too, painting it with his team, right? And we've had a lot of really nice comments about how Zips looks. And I'm not going to steal. You're going to talk about Zips a little more, right? Okay. I got excited about this stuff, I want to tell you. And then the other thing that we've spent a little time on this fall is the Meister Hut. We have not changed the Meister Hut other than we have given it a little bit of a hug. We're putting some new carpeting down, got some new flooring in, fixed a few areas outside the building that needed addressing, and new sound system, I believe, is going on. Oh, and the bathrooms. So the ladies' bathroom, I can't tell you completely what was wrong with that, but I've heard about it. And I've already been high-fived like downtown North Conway, because some people came in the summer and saw what happened up there. So that was huge. So those are our huge, big development updates about Zips and the Meister Hut. We're really trying to focus on keeping, especially the Meister Hut. It's getting a little tired in places, and we're trying to address things as we can, but keeping the charm, and that's not going anywhere. So, okay, now I'm supposed to ask a trivia question. So I said this at the beginning, so I'll see who was paying attention. What year, how many years has Cranmore been open?
She raised her hand.
Okay. Okay, now this one I didn't state, but some people might know. How many years have the Fairbanks owned Cranmore? 15. 15 is right. Oh, okay, he knows that. Okay. So now I'm going to turn, we're going to go to the years of service, because this is an extremely important program for us to recognize the people, and we do it in milestones of 5 years, correct?
Correct.
And here's Amy to take this over. Thank you.
Okay. So as we've done in the past, we kind of did our years of service at the end of the orientation, but you are all Cranmore, what make up Cranmore, so we decided we were moving this to the beginning this year. But because we are going to grab pictures of the groups of 5, we ask that you hang out at the end and go out onto the patio where Maddie Bailey will be taking pictures and we will have the HR team handing out your years of service pin. So as I call your name, please stand up to be recognized, and then we'll give you a big roaring applause, and then you can have a seat, and at the end, just head outside. One thing I want to clarify for people that came up last year is at homecoming in the fall, we recognize you for the years that you have completed. So if you completed 15 years last year, then you're getting recognized this year. So you're actually in your 16th year, but you are getting recognized at the start of this year, okay? If anyone feels as though they should be in a different category, please talk to us afterwards and we can see what we can do to rectify that. But the girls put a lot of effort into making sure everybody was included. So for 5 years, this is our largest group, I believe, this year. And we have Caitlin Adams, Steve Adams, Luke Babzik, Jeffrey Carter, Lloyd Chandler, Eric Corbett, Vincent Dude, Riley Fletcher, Ethan Frechette, Jennifer Lane, nobody's standing up, Matthew McDonald, Terry Mariska, Alicia Mathis, Cole McAllister, Grace Murdoch Roy, Ryan Mead, Dan Robbins, John Sutton. Nobody's following the instructions. Stand up. So we have 10 years. Tom Brennick, Jim Bunce, Ann Denardis, Dan Denardis, Mary Ellen Fennessy, Dano Lambert, Tristan Levecki, Caitlin Reiners, Rob Reiners, Paula Smith, Kinsey Weimer. For 15 years, Marissa Harmon, Kevin Hickey, Brantley Luddington, Jonathan McDougall, Brent Morin, and Shirk Vandenberg. 20 years, Bob Tagliaferri. Bob. For 30 years, we have Tom Doviak, Artie Hill, Albert Labonte, Mike Lynch, Eric Nelson, and for 35 years, Ed Bradley. You want to announce the 40? And then we want to especially call out 2 people that have been here for 40 years. You ready?
All right. And the envelope, please. It is going to be Mary Miller and Bruce Rohr. Come on down. Come on up here. Bruce, come on up. Where's Mary? Oh, here's Mary.
You have to give a speech.
Yeah. Just want to congratulate you. All right. Congratulations, Bruce. Thank you. Good. Want to say something? Okay. We're going to give you a pen.
It's just that Mary came up. I didn't know if I was supposed to stick with her or not.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay. So just remember, at the end, if you can go out onto the patio, Maddie will be by the little arch with the ski chair underneath, and we're gonna get a group photo, and we'll be handing out your pins at that time. Congratulations, and thank you all for everything that you do here at Cranmore. There we go. Oh, it's what? You're whispering. Yes, it's Becca. Next up, we have Becca, who is going to talk about a marketing update and what's new, what's left from what Ben talked about.
I hate to just cut 5 minutes off my presentation. How's everybody feeling? Great. I'm Becca, I'm the marketing director, and this is my 22nd year, and I did start with Karen. I'll just add and start with that. So like Amy said, we're gonna do a quick marketing update, look at the summer season, what we have to look forward to for what's new this year, and some new products, and then a real quick top line reminder on our social media policy. So, what's new? I just added some, I wanted to highlight some of our new winter content that we did last winter, working with Zach and his wife, Abby. A lot of work goes into our photo shoots, and typically they're a few days long and require a lot of people and on-hill support. So you'll see a lot of new imagery and video that I've incorporated into this, just to showcase that, because it's stuff that I'm very proud of to have for this winter. So first off, summer. It is hard to believe that we just wrapped up our summer season, 2 weeks ago now? We did extend our summer season by a week, which is something that we did based on the volume of people in town. We had a wedding happening that weekend, so we extended it, and it worked out for us. We finished slightly behind last year, which was really on par with other valley attractions and other area attractions that we keep in touch with. So that is kind of how we finished for summer operations. Events, we saw 100% growth in our weddings. Kelly and her team have done an amazing job pulling those off, working with facilities and food and beverage, which has been awesome. There's a ton of heavy lifting that goes into those events, and we've had a ton of positive feedback from brides and grooms and other community events that we've been hosting as well. Ben mentioned we hosted prom this past spring, and they'll be back for the next 5 years. We signed a contract with them to invite them back again for the years to come, which is great. I know there's a lot of Kennett alumni, myself included, in the room. So to be able to host that event means a lot to us. We also, this past spring, we had the Ski New Hampshire industry trade show and meeting here over a period of 3 days, where over 400 of our industry partners in other ski areas were here. And another great way to showcase what we have going on with that group. What else? We had the Revel running race, where over the period of the day, Cranmore was the host, the base camp for that event, which was a running event over the Kank. But throughout the day, we had about 5,000 people circulate through the building for that, so that was huge. Next year, we're looking forward to an Ultra Trek walking race, which will again take place and based out of this building. It's a 7-mile loop, walking loop. If there's any walkers, start training now. But that's another big event that we're looking forward to next year, and along with a bunch of other community events that we have on the books. So lots of great things happening with our summer events. Some other exciting news before we get into the meat of this presentation. Cranmore, we were just named Best Ski Area and Best Outdoor Attraction from the Conway Daily Sun's Best of Awards, their Reader Choice Awards. The community, they're the ones voting for that, so it's great to see, it's great to be awarded these where it's the community speaking, and, we do try a lot to be the community mountain here at Cranmore. USA Today recently opened up voting for their Reader's Choice Awards. North Conway has been named the best ski town for the past handful of years, and has been nominated once again as one of the top 10. And Cranmore's Tubing Park has also been nominated as one of the top 10 tubing parks in the country. So voting for that is happening now. I believe it wraps up in the next week or so, and then we'll announce winners around Thanksgiving. So hopefully we have some things to celebrate after they announce that. Last year, I think we were number 4 in the country for tubing, number 1 in New England. And I know we don't tell you to, we tell you to put your phones away, but here's a QR code to vote there. I'm a rule breaker. And we also have that posted on our socials, and we'll make sure everybody has the link to vote for that. So what's new? And another beautiful aerial shot from the mountain from this past winter. This first thing on our what's new list is something that I've been asking for, and I'm very excited for. I've been talking about it for like the past 10 years or so. But glow tubing, guys. So we'll be introducing this Christmas vacation week, and with colorful lights over in the tubing park for our nighttime operations with music. Obviously, it will be happening at night, dusk until close when we have night tubing on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And we will be extending our tubing operation until 9 p.m. during our peak holiday times. So again, something I'm super excited about. I have a quick video from Mount Hood out in Oregon. They have something similar amongst other resorts. We are the first in the state of New Hampshire to offer this. So something cool and exciting that we're gonna be able to offer our nighttime tubing guests and hopefully fill that tubing period up and push people to the later times. Fun, right? And maybe we'll be introducing some themed music nights too, right, Kelly? Yeah. So also we have added a new snowcat to our grooming fleet. This is the second groomer that we've added over the last 2 years, which is pretty much it's a homage to our commitment to snow quality and conditions. It's another piston bully 600 ECAT to replace our existing ECAT. And it's the cleanest, quietest, and best one for snow quality. So I know our grooming team is psyched to have a new machine to play with this winter. Cranapalooza is getting a new energy boost, I guess, for this year. We are relocating it to the back patio of Fairbank Lodge. Our idea with that is, it's gonna be a lot more visible for guests at the end of the day coming down the mountain. Lots of animation happening there. We're gonna have a DJ. Seymour will be out there. Seymour's getting a glow up, guys, too. So he went to camp this summer. He's coming back. He should be back in the next few weeks, so we'll unveil the new Seymour. He still looks the same, just better. A little younger and thinner. So our new Seymour, and again, we'll have a DJ out there with games. A lot of family activities, and we're not getting rid of the s'mores either. And that segues into the rest of Ben's little chat on Zips Pub. We're moving our après music back over there on Saturdays. So we did that it was the Meister Cup weekend of this past spring. We moved it back over there for that event specifically, and it was super well received from our pass holders and our staff. So we're very excited to be moving that back over there on holidays and Saturdays. On Wednesdays, music will remain in this building because we are open for night skiing, and this building will be open. So Wednesdays it will stay the same. Saturdays we're back over in Zips, which is super exciting. Ben mentioned, again, our Icon partnership. So Cranmore was added as a bonus mountain this past spring, which you all know now. And what that gives our full Icon pass holders 2 restricted visits to Cranmore. So it's opening us up to a whole new audience of people, introducing Cranmore to this group that may not have chosen Cranmore before, and during our non-busy time. So we're protecting our busy periods with that. With that partnership, we are able to offer Happy Trails pass holders a discounted pass product from Icon. It's a 3-day product. It's available for $229 for that group, and it gives them 3 visits to any of the Icon destinations this winter. And it's exciting because we're able to offer this benefit to you guys as well at an even cheaper rate of $199. So this pass product, it's available to active employees, their dependents, or a buddy. Unfortunately, if you trade your day tickets in for a pass, that's not eligible, and patrol points, that's not eligible. So it's your true buddy pass or your dependents. But you can purchase this pass for for $199, and it gives you 3 days to 40-plus resorts, including like Mammoth, Palisades, Winter Park, Tremblant, Killington, and Steamboat are just a few. So if you do want to buy that, you can head down to Employee Services when they're open to purchase. And also, they just rolled out a new employee benefit as well. So our staff gets 50% off day tickets to the Icon Resorts, which is another great perk that we're able to offer. With that, you just have to go to HR and you'll get a slip. They'll fill it out and then you bring it to the mountain to get your discount. So super exciting stuff with that partnership that we're thrilled about. Going into some new products and promotions. Products. Our focus this year, our big sales initiative, is our 2-day flex ticket. So in the past, we've had a 2-day product, and you'd have to use them consecutive days. So Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday, Sunday, whatever, 2 back-to-back days. We heard a lot of feedback from our guests and what they're looking for, and what they really want is the flexibility to be able to use that product whenever they want to. So we are doing so with the flex ticket. So it's a 2-day discounted product. Right now it's $199 if you buy it online before January 1, and then that price increases. But it's valid for any 2 days of the winter. So we're hoping that product is going to be very popular this winter with our guests. What else? Lift tickets are now valid from lift opening until lift close. In the past few years, the lift ticket was valid until 4 p.m. So now we're including night skiing for some extra value for those guests. And also, we introduced a new adult progression group lesson. It's a next level lesson, group lesson for skiers and snowboarders, and it's really that. We have the intro program. We were lacking a kind of a level 2 group product for our lessons, so Zach proposed that to the team, and we've added it to our product mix. Some upcoming promotions. We started our Kids Rule fall presale in October. This is one of our big sales initiatives that really drives our Kids Rule numbers, pacing ahead of last year, which is awesome. Last year was the first year that we did do this sale, and we run that through the end of November before going to full price in December. Myself and the sales team, we're getting ready to go to Boston next weekend, which is crazy to think. It's coming up very fast for the Snowbound Expo in Boston. It's the Boston Ski Show. So we go down there for 3 days. Last year, we got a lot of recognition for our booth. We got a marketing award from SAM Magazine, Ski Area Management Magazine, and some other recognition on our presence down there from some industry publications, which is awesome to see. And then we'll also be doing a Cyber Weekend sale Thanksgiving weekend on lift tickets. So one of our big focuses this summer is really honing in on the couch to chairlift is kind of how we've been positioning it. But that experience for the guests and making it easier to service the guests' needs, get them the information that they're looking for faster, and answer the questions that they want, and just really focusing on that journey. So 2 things that we're doing to make that easier for the guest. We added a new chat bot to our website, which is now live as of about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So we added that there, and that is conversational based. And then we'll be introducing a phone system as well, which is another conversational type thing people can call. It's automated, but it's conversational, so it's not like you're talking to an operator. And what we're doing with this, we're really just, again, making it easier for the guests to answer their needs, get them the information that they want faster, and alleviate call volume in the ticket office for Yo and John and their team. This is just a screenshot of kind of what the chatbot looks like. But I encourage everybody to go in and ask it questions, and it's still learning, so fun stuff for that. Before I get to this, does anybody have any questions on what's new for the winter, or any products or stuff? Is everybody still awake? Great. So super quick, just a recap of our social media policy. I'm sure most of the people in the room have some sort of social media. Yes, no, maybe. So we do have a policy, and I can make sure that all your managers have this, and that you guys can get copies of this as well. But Very top line, we're committed to supporting employees' rights to interact knowledgeably and socially in the blogosphere and on the internet through blogging and interaction in social media. So there's 5 pillars to this. So guidelines for interaction about the company on the internet. So really, unless you're given permission, you shouldn't really speak about on behalf of Cranmore or represent the company, and just to allow for a consistent and controlled company message. Second is confidential information. Employees can't or may not share information that is confidential and proprietary about the company that violates any securities, trademarks, privacy, or laws. Respect to privacy rights, so really speaking respectfully of the company and employees past and present. Legal liability, knowing that employees should recognize that they're legally liable for anything that they write or present online. And then media contact, which again, all media contacts regarding Cranmore should be referred to myself or Ben. So I did update this little exercise here. But I have some examples of some social media posts. So the first one is Holly Days. She is in HR, and she posted a picture of one of her colleagues and wrote, "Caught Mike sleeping at his desk again. Guess the Monday meetings are just too much for him. Hashtag office life, hashtag sleepy hour." Is that something appropriate for her to be posting? No. Does anybody remember why? Which does that go against? Yeah, posting content without a colleague's permission. Second, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Nick News on Facebook. They posted North Conway Fire and Rescue responded to Cranmore Mountain for a fire alarm activation in Zip's Pub. Ella Vader, she works in food and beverage. She posted, "It was my bad, I burnt some toast, everything is clear." Should she have done that? No, because why? Great. Amy, give her a card, please. Raise your hand. Good job. So that one might seem harmless, but again, they're speaking on behalf of the company. Bill Board, he works in tickets. He wrote, "We love seeing our guests enjoy every run and smile along the way. Thanks for making Cranmore your mountain getaway. Hashtag Cranmore experience, hashtag guest first." Yes. He's showing company involvement in a positive way. And then lastly, just in time, he is a troublesome lifty. He checked into Cranmore Mountain, and he wrote, "I can't believe people still ski at Snow Ridge. Their lifts break down more often than they run. Come to Cranmore if you actually want to make it to the top of the mountain." And that's disrespectful towards their competitors, so don't do that. But all in all, if you have to just think about what you're posting, and keep all of that in mind when you're interacting in the blogosphere, which is one of my new favorite words. But any questions? I have a question for you, and it wasn't anything covered in my presentation. It's a real oddball. Can anybody tell me what our 3 hard attractions are in the Mountain Adventure Park? That's not you, no. Anybody in the back? Yes. Oh, not yo. Yes. Great. Great job. Figured as returning employees, you guys should know the answers to that one. Perfect. Well then, the answer was the Mountain Coaster, Soaring Eagle Zipline, and Giant Swing are our 3, what we call hard 3 attractions of the Mountain Adventure Park. So I'm going to hand it over to Kelly and Trish, who are going to go over some guest service.
Thanks, Becca. Okay. We've got just a few slides for you and just a few topics of conversation before we hand it over to the après part of our gathering today. But this is stuff that's really, really important. You're all returners, right? So I don't have to express to you how important guest service is in the work we do, in returning guests, and how we treat each other, and on and on. I don't need to tell you that. What I do, can you go to my happy penguin? Yeah. Thank you. This is my happy penguin friend. Thank you, AI. So I can stand up here for a long time and talk to you about the importance of guest service. What I would prefer to do, if I have a couple volunteers, would be to talk about that significance through storytelling. In my opinion, storytelling tells us so much more. It gives us the examples. It gives us the reasons behind this importance of guest service. Do I have a volunteer? Quinn, all right. Would you like a microphone, Quinn, or do you think you can project? I'm going to give you a microphone. Quinn, what department are you in?
I'm an ambassador.
Fabulous. How long have you been here?
I'm coming on to my 5th season.
Amazing. As an ambassador, you have a very important role. You're out in the front, dropping things off. You're up on the hill, assisting our patrol team. Tell me about your guest service story.
I would say really it was from my first year. All of them are really important and fun, and everybody has a great memory that they shared. But one of them was his father and his son. I was going down Ski Meister, and the little boy was kind of scared. He was sitting down, and I just went up to him, and I started talking to him, and I told him I was an ambassador, and he could either go down on an easy ride with a ski patrol, and they're really nice, or he could follow me, and we could go down the mountain together. And after a little bit of talking, they were from Rhode Island. He was 7. His name was William. We do have to ask this information at first. And we started skiing down doing snowplow. Of course, that is really tough to do when you're older and going down Ski Meister. But I made it down to the bottom with William and Peter. And they were just saying thank you, and they loved Cranmore, and they come up from time to time. And I said, I'd really love to be able to give you both a voucher for some time to come back and ski for free. And also I sent a note and threw in stickers. Have to do that as an ambassador. And so off they went. We had a great talk. And 3 years later, this last winter, I was at the top doing my little round of 10 minutes as an ambassador, and all of a sudden I hear, Quinn! And it's Peter, and it was William, and their family that they brought up, and they said, we just love Cranmore, and I want to thank you for giving us those vouchers, and we've come up several times, and just want to say how much we love the mountain. It's a fun family mountain, and that's why I'm really proud to be part of this team. So thank you.
All right, everybody clap it up for Quinn. Ooh, that's bright. All right, thank you, Quinn. I appreciate that. Any other stories? We're not going to do this for too long, but maybe 1 or 2 more. Ooh, I've got a friend over here. I'm coming. This is a dynamic presentation. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Please rise. What is your name?
Tim,
Tim, what department are you in?
ski school,
Fabulous. And tell me how long you've been here.
14 years.
Ooh, that's a long time. You get a pin in a couple of years. That's exciting. Tell me about your guest service story. You can take the mic.
Mine is just checking in on people that you see on the slope that are either on the ground, missing a ski. It probably happens around 10, 15 times a day because I'm on the hill every day.
I love that. All right, everybody clap it up for Tim. Thank you, Tim. That's a great one. While I'm standing over here, any other stories or things we want to share about guest service? Dan's got a great one. I'm going to call out Dan because, come on, we got to call out Dan. Hi, Dan. Hello. We already know your name. Dan, what is your job title? The updated one.
Train parks, grooming, and summer hops.
Okay, and how long have you been here?
Apparently 5 years.
I'm glad you're keeping track. Dan, tell us about a guest service experience that you've had. You can hold the microphone.
Thank you. Back in summer 2025, I encountered 2 months ago, a little old lady and her nephew. They looked very discombobulated at the summit, lost, distraught. So I just went over and asked how they were, if I could do anything for them, and she was too scared to hike down, too scared to take the chairlift down. She really, really thought she was going to be camping up there. I thought about getting her a tent, but instead I escorted her down the mountain. I hopped on the chairlift with her. I don't think she opened her eyes one time until the last 20 feet. I was trying to get her to the whole time, but at least we were joking, laughing, and her nephew had a great time. And yeah, she's very happy and loves Cranmore, and emailed Becca saying she should buy me a bunch of ice cream. So.
All right, let's clap it up for Dan. The part of the story that Dan left out is that there are photos of this woman holding on to Dan's arm for dear life, as if the chairlift is the worst thing to ever happen to her. So maybe someday we'll get those photos up on a screen. Maybe one more, and then we'll move on with the rest of our programs. Mr. Tom. I'm going to do a little stretching here, gentlemen. What is your name?
Tom Wondolowski,
And what department are you in?
guest services.
And how long have you been at Cranmore?
About 15 years.
Okay, all right. And what is your guest service story? You can take the mic. I'm not going to stretch.
Well, this happened actually as this lodge was being built. I was out there in Lot 3, and I received a radio message from the drop-off area that said, we have a customer here, a lady with her 2 children and her mother. And her mother was very frail, and it was about 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. And obviously the parking is already all the way the heck back in Lot 4 or whatever. And she says, is there any place close that, we could park? Because my mother is really a hard time walking. So I said, look, I'll be out there in about a minute. And about 30 seconds later, I receive a call from Skip. Skip is out there. You might remember this Skip. And Skip says, hey, Tom, I'm out here at the head of Lot 4, and somebody had just left, so I'll go get the car, and I'll bring them up, and they'll get a nice place to park. So he did that, and the family is now, they got their parking space, and they're walking up here, and this lodge is not complete yet. So the lady is asking the mother, where can I have my mother, stay for a number of hours? And that's when we had the temporary lodge, the tent out there. So they brought her into Zip's Pub. We talked to the folks in Zip's and got her a nice little corner seating and everything else. And this is the really cute part of the story, because she said, as I'm saying, hey, sit down, and it's one of these hard chairs. And the mother said, oh, my mom's gonna have a hard time sitting, because we actually call her Bony Joni, because she's so thin and she can't sit on a hard seat. So one of our other associates here actually said, hold on a second, went over to Lost and Found, got a old puffy jacket that somebody had left there, came back with the jacket, put it on the seat for her, and she was happy as a clam. And I got to tell you, a couple hours later, my wife and I, we both run guest services, so we were leaving about 2 hours later, and we went over just to say, to the family, how you doing and all. And they were just ecstatic, and their comment was, this is the kind of service you provided us, and the whole team provided, is the reason we keep coming back to Cranmore. So we thank you so much. And that was the story.
So the common theme in all of that, to me, when I listen to these stories, is very simple. It's human, it's helpful, it's kindness. It's taking just a small few minutes in your day that make a lasting impact on these visitors' days, because this may be their first time they're skiing, the first time they're visiting Cranmore, the first time they're visiting North Conway, the first time they're visiting New Hampshire. These small moments can make lasting impacts. And because I've got a microphone, I'm gonna share a story. And these all came to fruition for me this summer. So I was down on the Cape visiting a friend. I didn't know anybody else that we were sitting on a beach with. And one of the women looked at me and said, Kelly, where do you live? What do you do? And I said, oh, I live up in North Conway, New Hampshire. I work at one of the ski resorts. And she immediately turned around on a dime and she was like, not Cranmore, is it? And I was like, it is Cranmore. She's like, let me tell you. She's like, my friends are obsessed with Cranmore. It's the people, they go every year, they don't ski, but they go tubing, and everybody's so nice, and it's so fun that we are planning our winter vacation in 8 months to Cranmore. So all of those little experiences you guys have over the course of the season, thank you, over the course of the season help make those lasting impacts so that when I'm sitting on a beach in Cape Cod, I've hooked somebody else to coming up here to visit North Conway and to visit Cranmore specifically. This doesn't have to be complicated. These are really, really simple things that when we all work together, when you've got stickers in your pocket, you give a little high five or a fist bump here and there, you ask a question and you say, that is a super cute purple jacket. Is purple your favorite color? You've just engaged that small kid, which has subsequently engaged that adult and that parent as well, to make them feel connected to the resort. It's little questions, back pocket fun facts, maybe some advice. You know, I'm really craving pizza. Where should I go get a slice of pizza? I can give you 10 recommendations right now. And those little inside aspects, those little inside pieces make our guests feel warm and embraced and part of our community and part of this region, and it can go so, so far. So this is a huge initiative that we've got this year. You're gonna hear us talk about guest service. You're gonna hear us recognize employees that are being called out in our surveys. You're gonna see us around doing all of these little things to make a lasting impact. And I'm so excited to see the different ways that you guys engage the guests that you interact with in your departments throughout the season to make that impact with us. Trisha, would you like to share with them a little bit about how that's gonna look? She's so jazzed.
Kelly and I are a pretty great team because she does the hype and I talk about logistics. So that's the balance. So as Kelly mentioned, we did have a very big initiative going into this year on guest service, and we really wanted to look at not only what we train, but how we train. So if some of you are familiar with Level Up, Ben did talk a little bit about it early on in the presentation. We signed on to this last year primarily for lift ops, but they keep adding new great content, and they've added a guest service module to their content. So now what that means is, as entertaining as Kelly is, what that means for you is you don't have to sit here and listen to me and Kelly talk about guest service year after year. So this is now going to be added to the onboarding process for all new it's going to be added for all frontline supervisors. So your department manager is going to be reaching out to you very soon. I think we're uploading this week. Yep, so you should get instructions from your manager in the next week or so about how to complete this and how to log in. And then, so this is going to be part of the onboarding process. The module itself is actually pretty interactive. Doesn't take that long. I think it takes maybe 15, 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes, and I purposely failed a couple questions just to see. So it's very user-friendly. It's interactive. It's short. You guys can do this from home. If you're not able to do this from home, you can make an appointment with Employee Services. They have this loaded on their kiosk downtown, and you can go in and complete it there if you need to. So Level Up is going to take care of the basics. The module covers very basic NPS topics and basic guest service. But we know that every department is very, very different. So guest service for patrol doesn't necessarily look the same as it does for tubing or rentals. So your department manager has worked very closely with their director to kind of define what that looks like for your department. So that training is going to be part of the department training, department introduction, so you can expect that from your managers. And I know there's probably some people in the room that are thinking, I am not guest facing. This is not relevant to me. It is. So at some point, even if you are not guest facing, you're gonna run into a guest at some point, and it's really important for you guys to understand what that interaction should look like. For the departments that are not guest facing, that manager is really gonna be focusing more on standards. And what I mean by standards is, take grooming for an example. I keep picking on Dan today, but we're gonna take grooming for an example. So he's gonna kind of go through and look at what the standards should be for his department. So the standard of what a properly groomed trail should look like. So by putting standards together, even though you're not necessarily guest facing, the standard is guest service, and being able to achieve those standards every day adds to the guest experience. So that's kind of what you can expect going forward with using Level Up and kind of some initiatives going forward. But if you have any questions or anything like that, just let us know. We'll be here for the rest of the afternoon. And I think, hand it back over to Kelly.
Thank you, Trisha. I appreciate it. And throughout the season, if you've got any, we are going to do questions. We have trivia. Here's our first one. What was the color of the hat on my happy AI penguin? Red. Oh, too many people at one time.
I think probably Lynn.
I don't know. We're going to have to make a judgment call. We'll do a rock, paper, scissors later. What was your question?
What was Level Up? What did we primarily sign on to Level Up for? I saw it over here. Yeah. Lift Ops. It was somewhere over in this section here.
You paid attention. That's the good news. All right. So, Amy or Ben, any final notes before we introduce some culinary masterpieces? No? Will you knock on that door and grab Allison for me? Oh, yes. If you are a member of our Years of Service Club, which is not a real term yet, but we're going to make it one, reminder to head outside to the Fairbank Lodge patio. We're going to meet there to do a photo with Miss Maddie Bailey, and then we are going to shift to the après portion. I'm just going to keep talking. I have no more jokes. All right, so under the direction of Chef Mike, the Cranmore culinary team has whipped up a culinary masterpiece for you this afternoon. And what we want to do is we want to introduce you to a few of the unique items that are going to be coming to a variety of our service locations throughout the resort. Normally I'm an off-the-cuff kind of girl, but I don't want to mess this up. So, Vanna White. All right, coming out first for your enjoyment is a maple bacon grilled cheese. Very well done. The maple bacon grilled cheese is a variation on what everybody knows and loves, featuring sweet and savory version with Cabot sharp cheddar, applewood smoked bacon, balsamic pickled onions, and a maple Dijon. So that sounds delicious. You can taste those in a few moments here. Waiting on the next one. All right. That'll do. That sounds good on a cold ski day, huh? The next item is a spicy Italian beef, inspired by the bear. Think a French dip with a tangy kick. This sandwich includes tender sliced beef, spicy pickled veggies, and au jus for dipping. This is going to be available on the Zips menu and is a variation of a prime rib carving, and a variation of it will be available in Ski Mobile on the carving station during Red Days. Just keep going. Great. Okay. The other fun thing that you're going to taste test, which has become Becca's favorite food item, is our make your own, flavor your own popcorn. So you've been smelling that for like the past hour. Well, there's some of it for you to eat. It's got a variety of like things that you can shake, like seasonings you can shake over it. Highly recommend the truffle one. And then last but certainly not least, this is an item that has been a fan favorite throughout all of our wedding season. One of the grooms offered Mike a sum of money to get the recipe, to which Mike said no. And that is our spinach artichoke dip. The spinach artichoke dip is going to be available at Zips throughout the season. Everybody hungry? Yes. Awesome. So to wrap it up, thank you guys for taking the time out of your afternoon. Reminder, go outside to take your photo if you are in our Years of Service. Enjoy a bite to eat over down in the Ski Mobile station area. And then this evening, we will also be doing a Snow Sports Hall of Fame induction, which we invite everybody to hang out with to attend in a few hours here. Thank you everybody so much. Let's have a great winter.